ET benefits need to go back to basics. They were created to help people get by, not live a life of luxury on the taxpayer's dime.
What if the system was never about getting you by, but it was instead built to turn a profit? Let's go to the research. Hi, I'm Dr. Shauna, a PhD who does hot takes with citations, and this is part 5 of 5, the last in the series on why we blame the poor. So today, I want us to follow the money a little bit. We've talked about how a lot of people, including this creator that I've stitched, like to think about poverty as punishment. They also talk about poverty as bad decisions or laziness and some sort of indication of moral failure. But researcher Virginia Eubank shows us the ways that it's actually data management. Now, in her book, Automating Inequality, she followed the rollout of high-tech systems that now decide who's high risk for welfare fraud, who gets housing, and who's flagged for investigation. And there are some big players in this game. The state of Indiana, for example, paid IBM and Accenture $1.3 billion to automate their welfare eligibility system, until thousands of families were wrongfully cut off for failure to cooperate. Which means that the system set up to serve these families failed the ones who needed it the most. Now we need to talk about neoliberal paternalism, which comes from political science, which is a fancy way of saying that poor people don't just need support, they need discipline, which is why our modern welfare programs are structured around this idea of compliance over care. It's full of work requirements, surveillance, drug tests, and reviews, which ultimately doesn't reduce inequality. Instead, it shapes the behavior of the people involved in the system. So instead of a safety net, we now have this giant maze of bureaucracy and private contractors that are profiting off of the people that they're being paid to help. So all of these different moral stories, the things that we've looked at throughout this series, they work together to uphold this system from which a lot of people are profiting. And the reason why those stories often go unchallenged and they can continue to multiply is because they make the exploitation of people look fair, and they make the companies turning a profit look like they're virtuous. Thank you for watching this series on why we blame the poor. Follow for more hot takes with citations, and if you have ideas for other content you'd like to see, please leave it below in the comments.